Tanya Rivero, thank you for joining us. Republican lawmakers say President Trump's former personal attorney, Michael Cohen, lied to Congress Wednesday and have referred him to the Justice Department, accusing him of perjury. The allegations came as Cohen finished a third day of questioning in front of lawmakers. CBS News Washington correspondent Paula Reid reports.
Michael Cohen spent 8 hours answering questions behind closed doors.
There's not much I can say.
Lawmakers and federal prosecutors are still digesting his bombshell public testimony yesterday. In Vietnam, President Trump blasted his former personal attorney.
He lied a lot, but it was very interesting because he didn't lie about one thing. He said no collusion with the Russian hoax. And I said, I wonder why he didn't just lie about that, too, like he did about everything else.
Cohen implicated the president and those around him in several crimes, including campaign finance violations and financial fraud.
Every day, most of us knew we were coming in and we were going to lie for him on something.
Cohen also gave Congress a roadmap for continuing its investigations.
He was fully cooperative and answered all of our questions.
He said committees should interview Trump Organization CFO Alan Weisselberg, Mr. Trump's own son, Donald Trump Jr., and chairman of the National Enquirer's publisher, David Pecker. Cohen also delivered documents like financial statements and a canceled check that could prove the president was aware of hush money payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels. Kim Whaley is a former Whitewater investigator.
Documents don't lie. They don't misremember. They don't deny things. The facts speak for themselves based on the transactions and the documents themselves.
And Paula Reid joins me now. Hi, Paula. Thursday was the final day of testimony from President Trump's former personal lawyer, Michael Cohen. What have been the biggest takeaways from the hearings?
The biggest takeaway, Tanya, is that the president's legal problems extend far beyond the special counsel investigation into Russian meddling. In fact, based on what we heard from Cohen in that hearing, he alleged that the president's greatest legal threat is likely coming out of the Southern District of New York. Federal prosecutors are looking into a wide range of alleged criminal conduct. We knew before this hearing that they were looking into the possibility of campaign finance violations connected to that hush money that was paid out to women who alleged to have affairs with the president in the months leading up to the election. But yesterday in his testimony, Cohen alleged that the president engaged in a conspiracy to cover up those campaign finance violations all the way through the time that he was here in the Oval Office. Now, he also alleged that there are other matters that we don't know about that continue to be investigated in Manhattan, including his last conversation with the president. Tanya, he was asked, when was the last time you talked to the president? He said it was shortly after his apartment and hotel was raided by the FBI, but he said he couldn't discuss the details of that conversation because it was under investigation. That raises questions of whether or not there are investigations into possible obstruction of justice or witness tampering. Not good news for the president.
Not good news at all. And Paula, what was the House Intelligence Committee hoping to get out of Thursday's hearing? Was that clear?
Well, after yesterday's bombshell hearing, there were certainly a lot of issues to follow up on, especially because they were in a behind closed doors private session where Cohen may have been at liberty to discuss more details of those ongoing investigations. But the most important aspect of these behind closed doors hearings has been the Russia investigation. Cohen is still cooperating with special counsel Robert Mueller, so he was not at liberty to really extensively discuss the Russia investigation in a public setting yesterday, but he is entitled to discuss that more extensively behind closed doors. So I think that was definitely going to be one of the focuses today.
And Paula, how damaging might Cohen's testimonies ultimately be for President Trump?
Cohen is headed to jail in a few months, partly because he lied to Congress, he lied to the government, and he lied to banks. Nothing Cohen says can be taken as definitive evidence of anything, but he has provided lawmakers with a roadmap on how to pursue a possible criminal conduct by the president and other people in his inner circle. For example, he brought documents, he brought receipts to back up many of these claims. He also gave the names of specific people, including Trump Organization executives, who he says they should call in to testify. And today, Tanya, lawmakers confirmed they will call Trump Organization executive Alan Weisselberg to testify.
Indeed. Paula, in addition, two Republican lawmakers have referred Cohen to the Justice Department for perjury. What is the significance of that?
Well, Cohen's lawyers have dismissed this. They've said, look, he testified truthfully. They said that this was, quote, sad, but politically this was to be expected. Republicans were quite coordinated yesterday in their effort to attack Cohen's credibility as soon as he said something that they thought may not be completely true. It was specifically about his desire for a job here in the White House. Republicans seized on it. Now, whether or not Cohen wanted to work here in the White House may not be material in the larger context of that hearing. But again, Republicans are trying to be aggressive. They're trying to undermine him in any way and remind people that when he speaks in these hearings, he's been convicted of lying to Congress. And here they were trying to show that he wasn't being completely honest. So referring these allegations that he wasn't completely truthful about whether or not he wanted a job in the White House, it's mostly something that's being filed in the court of public opinion, but it will be up to the Justice Department to decide whether or not this is something they want to pursue.
Additional charges potentially against Cohen. All right, so with Cohen's history then of lying to Congress in mind, how might his remarks at these hearings be used in ongoing investigations into the president?
I can't imagine that he revealed anything yesterday that he's not already shared with federal investigators or with special counsel Robert Mueller's team. So the big reveal yesterday was providing, again, this roadmap for how these newly emboldened House Democrats can pursue the president. They've made it clear that they want to use their subpoena power to investigate the president's business, his family, his actions here at the White House. And Cohen gave them some pretty good ideas about how to pursue that. But again, nothing he says can be taken as fact. He's just sort of leaving a trail of breadcrumbs for lawmakers to follow.
And follow it they will. Paula Reid at the White House, thank you so much.